Enda, delighted that you have been inaugurated into the Hall of Fame. Richly deserved. You recall I first met you in Dungarvan when I was tutoring a level 2 course, and of course I hope that people realise that level 2 is higher than level 1. It wasn't long, of course, since you were on the staff of Dungarvan, and of course you're a level 3 coach today. Well deserved. Reorganisation of basketball in Enniskillen, and suddenly Claremont Admirals are in the National League. I didn't realise the first time I met you I'd be coaching against you. One little anecdote you probably remember, you were not too happy with some of your players, and you sent one of your subs with a little message. Danny, would you please write down the ages of those 3 old guys in your team?
Enda going into the Hall of Fame is a huge nod to, I think, to Clare basketball. We're out here in Enniskillen in the west of Ireland, remote, and wouldn't be a hotbed of basketball traditionally. Like the power base, most people who've gone into the Hall of Fame have tended to be from the bigger urban areas, but we have a vibrant basketball scene now in Clare, and a lot of that is to do with the likes of Enda here in Enniskillen. One of the things that he would have done in the promoting the sport was established our own magazine, Basketball Ireland. It's one of the first publications I ever wrote for, and it still is one of the biggest thrills I got, was writing for that. And that's because I grew up reading that for 13 years. Before the term high performance was involved in Irish sport, let alone Irish basketball, Enda kind of went for that model, and he came to the conclusion that, and it was a real brave, bold, ballsy decision, you could say, to make the call that the Irish senior international team could no longer be a National League All-Star team. That he totally understood that there were players who were playing for their clubs, winning with their clubs, and that was taking a lot of commitment from them, but that to represent the country, or for Ireland to be competitive, we would need to really go after particularly the physical conditioning. There was a crop of grass eaters, like the likes of the Adrian Fultons, Gareth Maguire, and he also identified that we would need, to use a term that he overheard talking to other international coaches, Ireland, you need the taller player. Well, he identified Irish America and linked up with the college game over there, would have put ads into the Irish Echo, held tryouts, and from that Irish Americans became part of our programme. That wouldn't have been done without the likes of Enda, without Enda's drive. That meant then that we were back in European Championship qualifying campaigns. Ireland started getting W's, or being really respectably competitive in a way that we were never in the 70s or 80s before that decision. Are we here just to take part, or are we here to compete?
So you certainly challenged your players, but you also saw that it was very, very important for the group to knit and have a great culture and look out for each other and have fun, because ultimately, you know, that was a massive part of what we did. So those trips to Sheffield and the World Student Games was an amazing opportunity for us, and obviously Buffalo and New York, great trip. So many memories from those trips, and then obviously in Japan as well in '95. That trip was one of the most incredible trips that we were ever on. Been a great mentor to so many people, certainly to myself. I think it's important to say that at the bottom of your emails, you always have that little caption: measure each day by what you give and not what you get. And you've certainly given so much to us and to me personally, and it's great. And I really enjoyed the fact that you got to be an assistant coach with the under-20 team a couple of years ago. Paudie Fleming did a great job with that squad. Got you in as an assistant and a mentor. And for you to work with CJ, I know he really enjoyed working with you and that advice and that mentor role that you had. So kind of almost completed the circle, you know, working with my dad and being so close with him all those years, and then taking me through and all the kind of the players of my era, and then to coach CJ and to be a great guide for him. So listen, have a great night. I hope you have a really enjoyable night. Regards to all the family, and thanks for everything.
I want to finish with this little anecdote. Do you remember in St. Louis, we were walking past this shop and it said recording studio, come in and record your first song. And I said, Enda, let's go. We were about 20 yards past the shop and he said, don't give up this opportunity, Danny. Let's go in and record a song. Which we did. Your Cheating Heart. The sad thing is, it did not make the Irish charts. But I did hear it was the #1 in St. Louis, Missouri that week. Enda, enjoy your night.